911 emergency.
Hi, I need to report a domestic violence over on Mark Street.
So on March 3rd, 2008, my day started much like every other day. I sat down on the couch and asked my spouse, what do you want to do? Do you want me to make something? And he was basically blocking my exit. In his hand, he had a piece of paper and a letter opener. This was one that looks like a knife blade, a very thin, like stiletto type knife. It wasn't very big, but it could hurt somebody if you did something with it, and I wasn't sure what his intention was with it. The county at that time thought it was a good idea to publish the divorce filings in the local newspaper. As a result of that happening, there was a big argument that we had about it. I don't know at what point he decided that he was going to attack, but he did. And that's when he proceeded to try and strangle me.
Hi, we're not available to take your call right now. Leave your name, number, and we'll get back to you.
I tried to call her back because I left work early because I had homework to do, and she couldn't answer the phone at that point. So I drove the 5 minutes it took to get home, and all the lights were off in the living room and through most of the house. And I told him, I don't know what's going on, but let me see my mom. He let me go into the bathroom, and she was sitting against the wall. So I moved her hair, and that's when I saw that her face had been badly beaten. My dad had clearly beat my mother. I yelled at my dad that he needed to leave. He came over and slammed me against the wall and slapped me. And I dropped to my knees.
Then he started talking about all kinds of different things, how it was all my fault. This wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done things. And that I deserved this, and that if she didn't watch it, there would be more than one of us not making it out of there.
All I could think was I had to get her out of there because she needed help. So I reached in my pocket with my cell phone and sent a text to one of my best friends telling them to get cops to my house.
She just sent me a text and said, get cops to my house now, which I know that her dad has a history of violence.
Okay, what are their names?
The Barnett.
At some point, I'm at peace with God. If it has to be this, then I'm okay. She kept looking at me and trying to give me some kind of signal that things were going to work out, and I didn't think they were going to work out. I didn't think we'd even make it out of there alive.
I looked at my mom and I looked at my dad, and I was lost.
At some point, we could hear banging on the front door. And that's when Ashley started saying, come on, Dad, let's go see who's at the door. Come on, Dad, we have to go see what's going on. Someone's at our door, we have to go. He eventually listened to her, and he point blank told me, don't move from here. If you move from here, you're going to die.
So we get to the door, he makes me open it, and there's cops.
I thought they were going to find me dead. I thought they would find my daughter dead.
Dispatch is the backbone of everything the officers in the field are doing. And without them, we wouldn't be able to do our job. So they are our eyes and our ears. They know that if there's any risks of danger, they play that critical role of asking the right questions and relaying the right information to keep us safe. You have to have a heart willing to serve others. You have to be someone who can handle stress and multitask and know that sometimes you're never going to know the outcome of what happened.
I have to take this really quick. California Patrol, this is Dawn. How can I help you? Coming into this profession with the background that I had and the incident that I was involved with, I've made it a point for me to get the training that I could, do the best job I can do to make sure nobody has to go through that. Is it always going to be the best outcome? No. but at least I can say that I did everything I could to make it a good outcome. And I make sure that someone else isn't sitting there waiting for that glimmer of hope that never comes.
Dispatchers are the hidden heroes of law enforcement. It's hard for dispatchers to let go of the traumatic calls that they take. It's hard to know that my mom does take those critical incidents home sometimes, and it's heavy on her heart, and she doesn't know the outcomes. It happens too often in all sorts of first responder situations. Sometimes it's better not to know, and it's better to make up a story in your head that everything went well and you did your piece to help them out.
Multitasking can be very challenging, especially for new dispatchers, because in addition to answering a call, you're also creating a CAD log, which is a computer-aided dispatch log. And what you're doing is you're taking the information given to you by that reporting party, and you're transcribing it into a log while you're still talking to them and asking them more questions to get more detailed information on the incident that's occurring. You want to get help to them as quickly as possible, but you know you have to get certain information that could potentially delay the response. And if you don't get that information, you can't get them the help you need. You can sometimes be very overwhelmed with all the responsibility that you have, because you can take that internally and feel like if something goes wrong, that you were personally responsible for that. There's been a lot of change from the time when we started with paper cards. So technology's changed. Now everything's done on a computer. And as laws change, we have to change and adapt to it. So one of the calls that I took after I became a news dispatcher at Golden Gate Communications Center was a call from a woman who was involved in a domestic situation, which was somewhat similar to mine. She said her husband had been beating her and that she needed assistance. I got a partial address, but I didn't get the whole thing. And as I was trying to transfer her, the phone was hung up and all I had was a dial tone. So I tried a cell trace, and that address happened to be in Texas. I proceeded to call the department in Texas, and I let them know, hey, I'm trying to work this call that I had. The phone is registered to this area of your jurisdiction. Can you tell me if you've had any prior contacts with this person? And they were able to tell me the name of the male half of the incident. And as a result of getting that information, I recontacted the local police department, which was San Jose, and said, this is what I got from contacting Texas about this phone number. This is the person, this is the name of the wife, and this is the incident that was going on. And as a result of that and the additional information, they were able to locate her and get her help and get her away from the abuser that she was with. I felt like I had won the lottery. I had done what I could to find her a successful conclusion. There was personal satisfaction in that.
Dawn is a great supervisor. She was a seasoned dispatcher before she promoted to her supervisor role, which is huge. So she knows all of the roles of a dispatcher and the policy and everything that goes with it. So that created a great supervisor in her. It's very admirable that someone can take the worst situation of their life and use it as a tool to want to help others if they're ever in that situation as well. We are so grateful at the Susanville area. We have 10 amazing dispatchers and 2 amazing dispatch supervisors. And Dawn is one of those supervisors. They take care of business and they keep us safe and they get along so well and have great morale. So we're just super fortunate to have Dawn and her team here at Susanville.
I don't know what the long-term effect of the beating that I took. The result of the injury to my left arm was that I now carry a plate with 7 screws. I know I lost a significant amount of hair. CAT scan showed what they thought was a depressed skull fracture. There was a lot taken from me, besides my dignity and my pride. And you're always trying to maintain control and you don't have any.
My mom means everything. She has been through so much in her life and continues to keep going. She has supported me through every decision I've made. whether it was a good decision or a bad decision. She is my travel buddy, and we've explored so many parts of the world that I never thought we'd get to together. She means the world to a lot of people.
Do you ever look at her and think about kind of the fact that maybe if it wasn't for her, you might not have made it out of there?
When I look back at this situation and I look at my daughter, I know if she hadn't come home early that night, if she hadn't been there, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having a conversation about this incident. So, she's my hero. I'm Dawn Barnett, and I'm a public safety dispatcher, and now I'm a public safety dispatch supervisor.